Okay.
Hello, I'm Clay Thompson with High Tech Mobile Communications. We are here today with a how-to on upgrading the speaker system on a wireless helmet headset such as the High Tech V2, Scalar Rider, any of the other wireless Bluetooth type communication devices with these small wafer type speakers. Easy to install these, but they're not much count on the output. So what we are doing here today is we are upgrading to a J&M Elite speaker. This is their 40 millimeter Elite speaker on a Shoei X11. One of the more difficult helmets, so we thought that this would be a good how-to. Basically, this is how the helmet looks with the pad in place. Our speaker, of course, is going to go very close to where your ear would be. Your ear would be basically right here. So what we've done, let me snap this out, is marked our speaker and cut the styrofoam out so that we can embed this speaker where it does not touch your ear. We don't want the speakers touching your ears because they'll tend to numb your ears within a pretty quick period of time. What you'll need is a soldering gun. You'll need solder, rosin core, 60-40, heat shrink, probably 1/8 of an inch or smaller heat shrink, and then 1/4 of an inch heat shrink as well. So this is the diameter of the 1/8, and then this is the diameter of the 1/4 heat shrink. You can do it with tape, but it's going to be so much neater if you use heat shrink. You'll also need a pair of miniature dikes, such as these. Sharper the blade, the better that you are. So don't buy the cheap ones. Buy good ones, such as Exolites, Snap-ons, or Craftsman. Alright. What we've got here is the wiring to a Scalar Rider. Now this wiring is so small that they do not plastic coat the wire anymore. What they do is basically paint. That is paint on the wire that's acting as an insulator. We burn it off. Just off of the last 1/8 of an inch, coating the wire with solder is called pre-tinning the wire. 800 degrees if you purchase a such as a Weller with a variable temperature, run it on approximately 800 degrees. That's where you're going to get your best usage. Keep your sponge wet, coat your tip with solder, clean it off. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing with our speaker. We've cut it back about a 1/2 inch on each line, about 1/8 of an inch of wire is what we're after. Pre-tin it, put your larger heat shrink on first, then put the smaller heat shrink on. And on the Scalar Rider, there's going to be 3 wires. There'll be red, green, and clear. Cut the clear. Clear is not used. Use the red as positive, the green is ground. Overlap your wiring. Heat and let off. Do not move your hand. Keep it very still. And then solder the other wire. Same routine. Bend your wiring around to where your wires are overlapped. And do not move your hand. You don't want a cold joint. Give each wire a little bit of a tug. Make sure the joint is good. If it breaks loose, just do it again. Might want to put some clean solder on it though if it breaks loose. You also need a lighter. Heat the heat shrink on both sides, and then put your larger piece of heat shrink into place, sliding it over the entire area that we've cut. We're just looking for a little extra strength here is all. Okay, we like to firmly seat the speaker into place, and we never want it coming loose. So we've got to think of impacts here. If your head ever impacts the pavement. So what we do is we draw a bead of hot glue all the way around the edge, and we use the yellow hot glue, not the clear. And basically the finished result will look like this. That speaker is removable in the future, but it's not going to come loose. If the speaker were to ever go bad, or for some reason you just want to remove it and replace the speaker, you take a blow dryer, heat the entire area, softens up the hot glue, then remove it. Don't try to force it out like it is, you'll end up breaking something. Don't put any hot glue on the back side of the speaker because you won't be able to heat it up, soften it up to remove the speaker. So this is the only place that we want hot glue, is this bead around the speaker. For tucking wires, we use popsicle sticks. So you can use a popsicle stick to tuck your wire all the way around the helmet. You'll see our wire still hanging out right here. We've basically tucked it with a popsicle stick all the way around. Works out nice. It's got a rounded head. It's not got any sharp edges. It won't tend to cut into the wire. And I guess that is it from Motorcycle Communications here in Weatherford, Texas.